You ever notice how some warnings hit you so hard you remember every detail? The way the rain pounded on the glass, the weight in your chest, the look on a little girl's face when she knows something's about to go terribly wrong? Yeah, that happened to me. And let me tell you, what came next changed everything I thought I knew about fate, family, and the power locked inside one scared little voice. The morning started rough. The kind of New York rain that feels personal, hurling itself at the 42nd floor windows, painting streaks down the glass as the city flickered awake below. Maria, one of our custodians, moved quietly through the office with her vacuum, doing her best not to disturb anyone, while her daughter Emma, 7, big brown eyes, nervous energy crackling around her, should have been in school, but here she was, pressed up against the window, watching the city, watching me at 7:43. I stepped off the elevator, suit perfectly in place, mind spinning with market numbers and the next ruthless deal, not expecting anything except the usual grind. My phone was already at my ear, my voice slicing through the silence. I was that guy, you know, the one everyone calls a shark behind his back. What I didn't see was Emma's panic growing by the second. That kid, she bolted for the elevator just as the doors were closing on me, slammed her hand on the emergency button, shutting down the whole building with one desperate move. When the doors popped open, she was standing there, shaking, face wild with fear. "Don't get in the car," she pleaded. "It's gonna explode. Please, don't." You ever get that cold rush where you know someone believes what they're saying, even if it sounds impossible? I brushed her off at first. Nightmares, kid stuff, until her mother came running, apologizing, mortified, and the security team started closing in, radios crackling. But something in Emma's voice stopped me. The kind of terror that isn't faked. She kept saying it. 3 nights in a row she'd seen me blown apart by fire. That McLaren I loved so much, a twisted hulk. And right then, before anyone could dismiss her again, the parking garage below us erupted. The windows shook. Sirens blared. My car, $1 million supercar, gone in a heartbeat of fire and smoke, detonated exactly where she said it would. Suddenly, the whole room froze. Emma collapsed to her knees sobbing, her mom wrapping her up, and all I could do was stare, shaken to the core. That's when everything flipped. The FBI rolled in, news trucks surrounded the building, and I realized my whole life had just been saved by the janitor's little girl, by her warning, her courage. But it wasn't just a one-off. Turns out, she'd been seeing things for years: subway crashes, goldfish dying, disasters that hadn't happened yet. Nobody ever listened. Adults never do, right? But I couldn't unsee what she'd just done for me. That I brought Maria and Emma up to my office, ignoring my security team's protests. I needed answers. That's when Maria broke, her hands shaking so bad she could barely hold her coffee. Emma's visions, she said, always came true. She was scared to even talk about them anymore. And as Emma finally calmed, she warned me, this wasn't over. The car bomb was only the beginning. If I didn't listen, more people would die. 13, to be exact, including someone I loved. I looked at this child, this tiny, trembling prophet, and promised I would listen. For once, really listen. What came out next shook me again. Emma's visions weren't just about me. They were about people close to me, threats from inside my company, people I thought I could trust. She kept a notebook full of drawings: today's explosion, tomorrow's poisoning, Friday's push in front of a train. And always, always, a silver-haired man watching from the shadows. She named him Harrison Blackwood, my CFO, the guy who'd been pushing for a shady merger I didn't want. Suddenly, the pieces started falling together. My mentor's accident, sabotaged, bomb signatures matching assassinations of other CEOs who'd refused Crimson Industries deals. The more Emma revealed, the clearer it became. My whole company was under attack, and my own board was in on it. Here's the thing. She didn't just see the future. In the chaos, with sirens still wailing, Emma started talking about a past that wasn't hers, or maybe not just hers. Memories, details, names she shouldn't know, connected to my own fractured recollections. 7 years ago, I'd had a bad car wreck, lost months of memory. And now, with Emma sketching out things she couldn't have possibly lived through, Maria dropped the bomb. I was her father. I'd loved Maria, lost her in that accident, and Harrison Blackwood had erased the truth from both our lives. But there was more, a secret technology my own late father, Emmanuel, had developed. He was obsessed with consciousness transfer, uploading a person's mind into someone else. Emma wasn't just my daughter. She was the living backup drive for Emmanuel Brooks. The visions, the patterns, weren't magic. They were Grandpa's calculations embedded in her mind. Someone had tried to erase my family to steal this tech, to weaponize it. And now they were coming for Emma. The twist? Blackwood's crew broke in, guns blazing, in tactical gear with Crimson Industries insignia, led by the infamous Scarlet Crimson. In the firefight that followed, Emma stood her ground, literally between me and the bullets, while memories, warnings, and raw power crackled around her. In a final act of desperation, my father's consciousness, fragmented but burning with love, jumped from Emma to me, and, in a surge that nearly killed us both, reset the family legacy that I woke up to find Emma healed, the overload gone, but the knowledge of 3 generations alive inside us both. Blackwood's mind, fried by the transfer, left him a living shell, a warning to anyone hungry for power. Scarlett was arrested. The government classified it all. 6 months later, we weren't just a family. We were the keepers of a secret that could either save or doom humanity. Emma, the janitor's daughter who'd screamed a warning no one wanted to hear, became the bridge between what people fear and what they hope for. She's still a kid, still drawing, still sticking out her tongue in concentration. But now, she's building tools to help others, memory therapy for Alzheimer's, ways to say goodbye to loved ones. We've had government offers, bribes, threats. President Walsh herself showed up one afternoon with a deal. But we hold the line. The technology is protected by a family that learned the hard way what happens when you try to play God, what happens when you put profit over people. Emma, with her unique mind, sets the ethical standards. Free will is sacred. No one owns another's consciousness. The story isn't over, and maybe it never will be. Every day brings a new ethical dilemma, a new threat, a new moment to decide what kind of future we're building, not just for my daughter, but for everyone. Some people say the real miracle is that a billionaire listened to a janitor's daughter and found his own humanity in the process. Me? I say the miracle is that we listened to each other, really listened. And together, we changed the ending. So let me ask you. If you were given the choice, knowledge or compassion, memory or mercy, profit or protection, where would you draw the line? What does justice look like when the future, the past, and your own family hang in the balance? Let's debate it. Share your thoughts in the comments below. Is there such a thing as too much knowledge? Can any family be trusted with that kind of power? And who gets to decide? If this story made you see things differently, hit like, subscribe, and let's keep the conversation alive.